You have how many kids?
2, but I say I have 4 because my sister died and she had 2.
Okay, so you have 4 kids that you're raising right now.
Yeah, well, one of them, he's over 21 now, so he's basically raising himself.
Do you ever see yourself getting married?
Yeah, I think so. But the thing about marriage is, nobody's going to force me into anything. Nobody's going to rush me into anything. I take marriage very seriously. I only know 2 ways of marriage. My parents' marriage did not last at all, and my grandparents' marriage lasted for 60 years.
Okay.
So I'm either going to go all the way to 60, or I'm not going to do it. You see what I'm saying? But you're going to know when it's right. I feel like marriage is something that you just know is right. And there's no questions. There's no questions. You know, in order for me to feel like this is going to be it, I have to have no questions. If I got any questions, I know me. I will, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to play on that. And eventually, that may weigh in on this situation. But do I see myself getting married? Hell yeah. But I just think like marriage is something that you should do when you're ready to do it and you feel like, yo, you know, this is everything.
Have you been close?
Have I been close to getting married?
Yeah.
I don't think you've been close to. You've been engaged.
So you've never been engaged?
No.
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 Not at all.
No.
Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to talk about Nelly and Ashanti. Why? Because he's a fellow stinger, and this story has been all over social media. I wanted it to calm down a little bit before I gave my opinion. And you guys know I dislike doing celebrity stories, but oh well, here I am again. And I'm sure if there is another headliner with a Scorpio, I might give my 2 cents as well. Now, I know Nelly dips in and out of my channel, so he already knows, just like the other celebrity Scorpios, how I feel about certain things. And Libra and Scorpio, you guys know, is like oil and water for me. But that's none of my business because I am not engaged or pregnant by a Libra. So we're going to talk about, you know, what people are saying. I personally am not excited about this, and I'm going to say why. But like I said, it's none of my business. It's not my relationship. However, I want to go into a little bit of their astrology charts and just talk about, you know, different types of Scorpio energy. But I'm going to do a bi-wheel so that you can see what their particular energy is, because some Scorpios actually do very well with Libras. I'm not one of them, but there are many who do well with Libras, and that's good for them, right? Now, you saw that clip from Vlad TV, and that was 11 years ago, and Nelly specifically said that he felt a certain way about marriage, and that's evident because he already has 2 biological children, and he's never been married. And so that in itself tells you a story. It does. And because that tells a story, we always have to go to our past to understand our future. Now, I know a lot of you guys, you love the rags to riches story or the hopeless romantic stories like the Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck getting back together and things like that. I am the furthest from a hopeless romantic as you can get. I don't recycle relationships. I've never gone back to someone that I genuinely wanted to give a second chance to. And that is just the type of Scorpio that I am. So I'm gonna pull up the bi-wheel really quickly, and then we're gonna go into a little clip of both of them so you can see them together. All right, so let me get this bi-wheel up here. Here we go. So let's just look at Nelly's by itself. And I want to make a disclaimer that I don't have his birth time. So this house placement is incorrect. And any astrologer that tells you otherwise is unprofessional. And I would not deal with them if they say that they can pull everything from a chart that doesn't have the exact birth time. Okay. So now, while his stellium right here may be correct, the house placements are extremely important because you want to know, you know, which house the planet derives in, and that's going to tell you about different energies and so forth. If that is off, a lot of things are going to be off. But what we can look at is the fact that he is a Scorpio sun, conjunct Venus, conjunct Mars. And you'll notice that he has 2 late degrees in Libra, which is his Uranus and his Mercury. So he has a sun conjunct Venus, Mars, and his Mercury does conjunct the sun. His Uranus, I'm sorry. His Mercury does not conjunct the sun. It's too wide. However, his Mercury does conjunct Uranus and Mars. So he has a nice little stellium going on here. Okay, and then you'll see that he has a nice little T-square as well. You see that? A nice grand square. He has a grand square here. Does he have a T-square? Hang on. What did I do? Did I speak too soon? Actually, yes, he does. He has a grand square and a T-square right here. Okay. So anyway, this is Nelly's chart. Sun conjunct Venus, extremely charming, okay? And it has, look at all the trines to Jupiter. That's why his personality pops. It's like he's so bubbly and he's so, friendly. He makes people feel comfortable with this also. And he's very energetic. You see that Mars, Jupiter is benefic, so it is literally giving so much support to these planets. Now, he does have a square to Saturn here with Mercury, so that's a little bit, probably maybe something he's overcome, his ability to express himself fully. And so maybe behind the scenes, that's something he's been working on, which is great. But he does have a lot of power. He has a lot of stamina. And I'm going to show you this. When a man has a Venus in Scorpio, he's looking for scorpionic qualities in a woman. I just want you to really take note of something like that. Because a lot of you guys look at celebrity relationships and you swear you have every story. There's some of you guys who get on my main channel and you want to give me a dissertation and you always pull out celebrities as if you know them personally. Now, I've met a lot of these people, but I can't say that I'm friends with them. I'm not on the phone with them. I'm not hanging out with them. We're not talking every day and things like that. Some of you haven't even met or will never meet any of these people, and you have dissertations under my comment section telling me how so-and-so is like this and that. I'm like, you don't even know. Like, you literally watch an interview with a trained actor who is trained to be a certain way in public. In fact, I'm an actress myself, and I know how to behave in public. My public way of dealing with individuals is not how I deal with myself privately. I can turn on being very extroverted and then completely get rid of it as soon as I leave the scene. Something like a Katy Perry, because she's an extremely introverted person and she doesn't do all that talking and hoopla when she's by herself. But she's learned over a period of time how to get excited for the crowd and have people, how to engage individuals. And I can do the same, and so can everybody else. When you're talking about celebrities and actors who are literally trained to do that. And so I want you guys to calm down with that, and please stop using celebrities as your go-to and saying, look at this couple and that couple and they seem, is like, you don't know, and you sound really silly because you have zero idea what you're talking about. So, he's extremely charming, and this is where his pop comes from. But if we look, we see his sun conjuncts Mars. He's very competitive, and he likes to have things his way. He has very strong energy here, within his relationships, and he's looking for that very mysterious Scorpio-like energy. That doesn't mean that he can't have sex with a Libra or a Leo. I think his ex was a Leo even, and or I don't know the mother of his children, what sign she was. But it doesn't mean a man can't have sex with you, date you, or even marry you and still really desire the qualities of something else, okay? People don't marry for all the same reasons. And most people don't even marry for love. I know, I know it's going to make you guys sad, but that's the reality of life. Let me throw her chart in here. Now, her chart is accurate. And we're going to swap these. We have her on the inner wheel, him on the outer wheel. And I'm going to show you a clip and I am going to come back. I just want to see you guys respond to them together and see their energy together. And I want to see if you pick up on anything or if like what you think about it. And then I'm going to come back to this bi-wheel where I'm going to show you how they connect in certain circumstances. All right, let's get it in.
Realize she's that would make me feel alright. Her other set of eyes, but she's tipsy. She's drunk as a motherfucker. She didn't see it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, things ain't shaping up the way that you thought. That's okay. Scorpio season! All Libras, down goes Frazier.
Yo. Yo.
Oh, you're crazy.
You know better.
Love from Paris and France. Hey.
Love in Paris and France.
Yeah, he's definitely lit right now.
Oh no, we out here. It's Scorpio season. It's my birthday weekend.
Okay, it's your birthday weekend.
I'm nerd.
Yeah.
What they tell me? Shout out to De Niro. Let go.
Shout out to De Niro.
Whoa, whoa.
Okay, with my round.
Tugging with my round. She just took a
Oh
bitch
my
down.
God.
They need to. Yeah, it was cool till the real one showed up. Now they won't act funny.
Let me see if we can.
I'm trying to understand how you got more people on your live.
Cause I'm lit. What you mean?
Yeah, she like Nelly tired.
Yeah, he about to be man down.
Y'all, let me tell you something. All this fronting you got going
Man
on over here,
down.
she don't want no smoke.
Listen, I want all the smoke. All of it.
Tune in tomorrow to see how that shit went.
Man
She's
down.
still salty from Connect 4. She don't talk about
Why you ain't post the game that I won?
that wasn't Connect 4.
So what? I won.
That was Simon with 2 other people.
And I beat all of y'all.
That was
I won,
you
though.
ain't beat me.
I did beat
no,
you. You was part of the 4.
That's
Simon.
because the other,
Simon.
the other 2 motherfuckers fucked up.
Simon.
Which
You was
the whole
part of the
shit.
4. nigga. Simon. He mad because I
Hey, y'all,
won.
listen. Don't fall for it. I swear to God, yeah. I'm on that motion.
Let me grab this
Get you
food.
some motion right now
Can you grab my boots?
at motion.com. What boots?
Those. Please.
Y'all. Look at the we just left the club. Look what she got on her. Look at this
So, I'm comfortable. Listen. You mad because your feet hurt in them Jordans. Oh, shit. Good night. Thank you so much. I'm trying. Trust me, my God. Come on, round. Thugging with my round.
Yeah, I heard your whole brand.
Oh.
I got a tip to drive it. You ain't got to drive it. You supposed to have 20%.
I do have 20%. You got to do the 80%. And she's dressed very nice, so make sure she gets a nice tip. And she had on heels all night. Make sure she has a nice tip. Thank you. Thank you, babe. See, women, we have to stick together. Oh, my God.
You did a wonderful job. You drove your ass off.
Oh, my God. Okay, I have to turn this off now. Oh, God, it's cold in here. See, this is where it went down. The Connect 4.
Where you going, woman? Don't go over there by that Connect 4.
Listen, you don't want none tonight. You ain't post the game that I did win.
Hey, Rob.
We battling lives. Okay.
Bumps in the bump. Bumps in the bump. And then the girl with the pumps in the bumper. You gonna start the shower. I'll be in there the next shower. Get that hot water going.
You're gonna be asleep by the time I get out the shower. Exactly.
Damn sure is, y'all.
Alright, I'm turning it off. Fucking with my round.
You ain't gonna get in that shower? Don't try to act like that. Say what's up.
Don't play with me.
You on mine? I'm on Get your ass in there.
Don't try to turn around now. Pound town.
So yo, I'm about to turn this motherfucker on.
That Mo Shine gonna have his ass Mo sleep.
How many people you got? Why the fuck you still got 1,000 more people?
I told you I'm lit. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I look crazy. That's all right, though. I appreciate y'all for the check-in and the love. It's about to go down. His ass, no, he really about to go down. I'm going to be up for the rest, like, at least another 40 minutes. He going to be snoring in, like, 15 minutes. What? Did you turn yours off? Oh, God. Do I have to come turn his shit off now? Thugging with my round. Thugging with my round. You can't even find a button.
I didn't hit the share button.
Thugging with my round. Man down. You're gonna be man down. Watch this. Watch this.
That shit ain't gonna help you.
Good.
This shit is retarded. Listen, don't do it, y'all. I swear to God. I swear to God, don't y'all believe it. Don't believe it.
5 minutes, he'll be asleep. I promise you.
Yeah.
Watch, especially if he lays down on the bed right now. 5 minutes, he's out of here. Oh, you really gonna be mad now? I'm at 4,000.
I know. I just went off. They came over.
No, don't even try
because
it.
I went off. They came over to your shit.
Whatever.
They know what it is.
Whatever.
Yo.
I'm turning it
all
off.
my people that left mine and went to hers.
No.
Type Nelly. Type Nelly in that shit. Y'all know what it is.
Whatever.
Type Nelly in that shit.
We was busting before you turned off.
No, she just got like 2,000
No,
people.
don't even try it. I was already lit. Hi, Dave. That's Dave right there.
I'm Dave up. Dave.
No, Dave, my makeup artist. Dave.
Oh. What side Dave on?
My side. Thank you.
Oh, that's Dave, the makeup artist. Okay.
Yes.
Don't Dave got kids?
Yes, he does. Okay, I'm really turning it off now. Oh, God. He's crazy. I give him 5 minutes for sure. He'll be
Dave
asleep.
can play like he batting for the other team, but Dave got 2 kids.
Listen.
Y'all listen. Dave got 2 kids.
He tried to say I can't walk in front of Dave no more.
Dave can act like he batting for the other team, but Dave got 2 kids. Dave gonna get
Dave said, sis, I don't want what you got. He want what you got, not what I got.
Pound town. Left pound town.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm really going to sleep this time too.
Here is Ashanti's Instagram where she is showing off her pregnancy. And people are losing their minds. They're so overjoyed. I assume she's having a boy because she has on blue. And people are just so excited. They're so excited for this. And I don't know. You know, how did you guys feel about the clip? Were you overjoyed? Did you feel bubbly? Did you love how they, you know, interact with each other? Did you feel like, oh my gosh, they are such a good match. They're so happy. They're so, you know, lovable towards each other. Or did you notice anything? Like, I don't know. Put it in the comments, like, if you picked up on anything, if you noticed anything. Maybe there's nothing to notice. I don't know. Just tell me kind of how you felt about it. I don't want you to think too much in it. Just like, what was your initial kind of reaction? So as I'm looking at her pregnancy pictures, and people, you know, are talking a lot about this, I can't say that I like it. I can't say that I'm like overjoyed or anything like that. You know, it may be just my bias with like just so many things about relationships and being the girlfriend with the baby. You know, my parents were married when I was born. I'm the last of 6. They were married. Her parents are still married. So I don't know. There's something about, you know, being pregnant and going back to his commentary about why he would wait to get married and things like that. And there's, I don't know, there's just this, I guess it's personal for me. Like, this wouldn't be me. That's what I do know. And it's not me. I'm older than her. Me and Nelly are the same age. I've never been pregnant, you know, and well, at the recording of this video, let's just throw that in there, at the recording of this video, but certainly not by a boyfriend, certainly not, absolutely not. But I'm not surprised, because when people spend a long time apart and they get back together, typically there's a pregnancy. You know, even when husbands and wives take a break and they come back, there's a pregnancy. So that seems to be the glue in which people kind of hold each other together. And I don't necessarily like that. I'm extremely practical in my relationships. You guys know I'm not a hopeless romantic at all. I don't fall for the okie doke. If there's an okie doke, I'm not saying that she's falling for anything. I'm just saying I don't. I have never been in that type of situation. I'm so solid when it comes to like, no, this is what I'm doing. And that's how my life has been. So let's go back here. Let's look at this Bible, because I want to point out a lot of amazing things that I see. And then I want to point out some really significant things that I see. For those of you who actually study astrology, you don't need the lines, the actual aspect lines, because you know where they all are. And I look at my charts this way. So excuse me for deleting out those. I don't work with them. So here we go. So on the outer wheel, this is Nelly. And like I said, the house placement is off because we don't have that specific time. And anybody who uses that is not an ethic, you know, following ethics in their astrology practice. So look at this. So we see the connecting. Let's look at some of the great connecting points here. Actually, let's look at a significant one. Nelly has a fluffy little Gemini moon. So that makes total sense why he would get his needs from somebody who is light and airy, like a Libra, because your moon will depict how you need to be loved. His needs are Gemini, talkative, communicative, mental. But listen to this, watch this. His moon and her moon oppose each other. Hers is in Sagittarius. Hers is more philosophical. Hers, she's fiery. She needs, you know, a lot of upfront, like, tell me upfront, honey. Be completely open. I don't need no guessing games. That's where she feels most comfortable. Now, you know, she has a Neptune conjunct moon, which already gives her that kind of diluted, you know, romanticism. Like, she'll put, you know, the other partner on a pedestal, be kind of unrealistic. This combination, I just, you know, me and Neptune, I'm not that friendly with Neptune like that, unless it has to do with artistry. You know, unless it has to do with total artistry, which is great for her because she's an artist, he's an artist. So it works out for her in that way. But that Neptune with my moon, honey, I don't have that issue. So it can go both ways of fantasizing and having those rose-colored glasses, that kind of Piscean it could be delusional type of energy. But look how her moon and his oppose. Now, that can be attracting point. When you have those oppositions, something signals like, oh my gosh, is there something here? I don't know. I see you, you see me. And then you do this little dance around and you try and figure it out. And I've explained this when we talk about Scorpio and Taurus, doing that dance, that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, of like trying to get your needs met. But it really, you need to rely on all these other planets to say, fuck it. You know what? I'm not going to get my emotional needs met, but maybe I'll get my financial needs met, or I'll get my mental needs met. Like, people do that dance. So never think like, oh, I know one that's this and that, and they're perfectly fine together. It's like, no, they really aren't. They just kind of rely on other things. And I'm talking to you right now from a non-biased astrological standpoint. So there's that dance of like, their moons aren't, they need different things. And they'll always go back and forth with like, okay, what am I willing to give up in order to get this? And what are you willing to give up in order to get this? There's a dance with opposition moons, because that's where your needs have to get met. They have to, okay? And a lot of people are married for 50 years. Their needs are never going to get met. Never, ever, ever. It's like me when I dated that Libra moon person. My needs were never going to get met. And I wanted to do damage to him because I was so vicious about it. And I'm sure he felt the same way. Like, why can't we just get along? That was his favorite slogan. That's like such a Libra thing. Why can't we all just get along? And I wanted to punch a hole through his face. And so my needs were never going to get met the way that they are now with somebody who is compatible with my Scorpio moon. The needs just automatically get met. There's such a synastry. Like, I don't have to say a word. It's like, oh, I get it. I got what you need, actually. It's more like that. It's more like, I have what you need here. And so they'll do this dance of back and forth, right? And they're light enough, whereas it probably won't explode. But I'm too heavy. Like, if I were with Nelly dealing with the Gemini moon, I've hung out with a lot of Gemini moons in my life. And I already knew up front the needs weren't going to get met. So I never really opened up to them and never trusted them. But I can hang out with them. We could go and hang out at the bar and all that and hee, but I'll never tell you my secrets, honey, ever in my life. And I'll never pull you that close. So him and I would be out of there instantly. But actually I haven't done a bi-wheel, so I don't know of mine and his, because he has a lot of Scorpio here. So let me just shut up. Anyway, I went on that tangent. just to bring us back to something else. So they're going to do that dance. But then look at this. Here's Nelly's moon, which is Gemini 13. And I want you to notice that her Venus is at 10 Virgo. Okay. This is a square. This is a square, guys. And squares what? They fight each other. Squares are not friends. Squares are not friends. Oppositions can be friends and then be mean to each other and then be friends again. Because there's a back and forth with the oppositions. But when you start talking about squares are like, no, I don't like you. Period. I don't have anything you need. I don't like you. And I'm not going to adjust myself for you. But he's going to go bounce back and forth and say, well, emotionally, I need somebody who's really, really mental. And, you know, she is a mental person, right? She's Libra. And so she gets that. She gets, you know, the little detachment and being more social and having a good time. So they can he can say, you know what, screw this. And I'll just work on something else. I'll focus on something else. But if they get into a little tiffy, he's going to try for this and she's going to try for that. Okay? Let me look at some of the amazing things that I see. So his sun is in Scorpio, conjuncts her Mercury in Scorpio. So they're like, I get you mentally, right? They're like, she's like, yes, I get you mentally. He's like, I get you. She supports him. So he doesn't have to really like try and figure out how her brain works, basically. She's like, okay, this is how I express myself in a Scorpio type of manner, right? And it's conjunct Uranus, so she's that type of individual, and so does his. They both have Mercury conjunct Uranus, so they get that type of kind of like off the wall, kind of different, like they can vibe in a way that's just like a little bit, you know, maybe other people don't understand them. That could be their inside joke of like, oh, we talk about, you know, really deep, different things. You know what I'm saying? Like we can discuss really, you know, off the wall things. So he gets her in that way. He gets her in that way because their sun to Mercury. Also, if we look at his Venus, his actual Venus is in Scorpio, and his Venus also conjuncts her Mercury. So when we look at Venus, it's not only how you love, it's like your hobbies and things that you enjoy doing. So they enjoy a lot of intellectual, they have a lot of good intellectual stimulation together because that is her thinking point, and that is, you know, what his hobbies and things are like. She can get deep with him on that level, okay? She can get deep with him on that level, and she like has a lot of respect for him with the Mercury to the Sun and the Venus, okay? Also, well, this is a little wide, so I'm not going to say Mercury to Mars, but this is where they have a bigger connection. Now, for her, she has a Mars in Sagittarius, so she really is attracted to fire, actually, because a woman's Mars is like, that's what her sexual appetite is. She's attracted to that fiery, like, you know, very upfront, very direct type of energy. She's really attracted to that. That's what kind of gets her going. Also, her moon is in Sagittarius, so she needs a lot of openness. She needs a lot of direct energy. You know, she's not going to do like the guessing games. Like, you know, you have to kind of come out up front and just be like, what you want. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you have to just tell her what you want. So she's more sexually attracted to a lot of fire energy, okay? Which he's not heavy in fire. He is a fixed water, basically. And she, if you look at her, she is actually, and I did the calculations already, I'm not making a guess at this. She is a balance of all of the elements. She's a balance. She's literally a balance of all of them, which he is not. He's heavy water and more fixed, and she's not. So that's probably good on her end. She can make more adjustments than him. Now, when we start looking at her sun Pluto, her Pluto, his Mercury conjuncts her sun. So here we have it again. You see where I said that again? Like, they have respect for each other. They understand. Now going to this, it's the same thing. So it's like Pluto to Mercury to Sun. So this is going to be more of their relationship is going to be more mental. And I say that because her attraction is more fire. Look at that Mars. You know what I'm saying? Like she would be turned on by a Leo, like, to be honest. Of course, she wouldn't probably say that, but she would, like, physically, I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? And look at him. Venus in Scorpio, honey. Come on now. And this is why he's probably turned on by her mentally, because she's got that Mercury in Scorpio. But other than that, honey, well, we see their Venus sextile, which is helpful. That means they're friendly. They have a good friend basis. They can get along. They're like, oh my gosh, okay, you like this, I like that. We can kind of vibe there. You know, they're just going to have to do a lot of dance with getting their needs met. And something tells me for a while they'll push that aside for the sake of all this other stuff. But look at this. I want you to look at Nelly's Saturn at 18 Cancer, which is, hang on one second. His Saturn at 18 squares her Sun and Pluto here at 2021 Libra. So she probably feel like he's more of the serious type. His Saturn squaring the Pluto, her Sun conjunct Pluto, here's the square. He's more of the authoritative. She probably feels like he's more serious and demanding. He puts more demands on her. I just wanted to point out something else that I found positive. His moon to her Saturn. Now, it is a little bit wide, but Saturn does solidify relationships. It is a serious point, and it does pop up in a lot of marriages. So I think that is positive, and that will actually work for them. And this is why I asked you, what did you see in that clip? What did you guys see in that? I want to, let's go back for a second because I want to point out a few things. Now, I'm a heavy Scorpio, and I just want to say that I don't have, and I've never had in my life, I've never had a relationship, whether with men or even with just the girlfriends hanging out. I never had that ultra silly, you know, play fighting and all that. Like, I don't do that. I just don't have that demeanor. I don't have a lot of light points in my persona, particularly behind the scenes. I feel like even though you guys don't know me well, you know the YouTube version of me. In my personal life, I feel like I give a lot more lightness on YouTube for some reason. But I think, you know, family members who grew up with me would say that I'm a lot more heavy behind the scenes, and I am, because that's all my Scorpio, that's my realest self, that's all my Scorpio, right? And so I've never had this silly relationship, like the goofy stuff, the pillow fights and all. Like, I don't do that with men. I don't have that. Now he does, because he has this Gemini moon, and of course Gemini is what is mentally stimulated, and they're young. It's a very young sign. It's the third house, so they like to have fun. They're children. They're literally children. And I've hung around Gemini moons. I was raised, my mom's a Gemini moon, very silly. And their go-to is just, you know, talking and stuff, you know, and the Libra energy will try and get out of a fight. You know, they go right to the silly. It's their go-to of like, oh shit, how do I get out of here? You know, and with me, my go-to is to get heavy. Okay. So let me go back to that for a second. Let me go back to that clip.
Until a real one showed up.
Fucking with my round.
Hey, yo. It was all good till a real one showed up. Now they want to act salty.
Oh my.
Keep going, little sis. What you mean? What you mean? Yo. Yo.
Oh, you're crazy.
No better.
Love from Paris and France. Hey.
Love from Paris and France.
Yeah, he's definitely lit right now.
Oh, no, we out here. It's Scorpio season. It's my birthday weekend.
Okay, it's your birthday weekend.
I'm there.
Yeah.
What they
I just want to stop it right there. Like, and many of you guys may think that I'm like nitpicking, but I am so sensitive to conversations, other people's energy, what they're doing, why they say things, or what, you know, I pick up on everything. And there's a lot of, for me, and I don't know, maybe this is just nervous energy, nervous giggling over excessive, could be the liquor too, but you know, we all know liquor is an excuse, right? The way she's just kind of, remember I said she has a Pluto conjunct Sun and she likes a lot of control, but her control is mostly public. And I broke that down for you, what that meant. So him like, oh, it's Scorpio season, it's my birthday. It's like, okay, it's your birthday. Like, I've never had a moment of that. I don't know why that kind of triggered me a little bit. I think because I watch a lot of people do that, like kind of shut you down in certain moments or try and quiet you up in certain moments and be like, okay, that's enough. You're doing extra. Like, I've never been that person. I have always been the person of like, if you want to repeat something 10,000 times, I'm not going to be like, you said that, you said that, you said that. I'm going to sit right there and let you repeat it. If you want to say it's your birthday all week, honey, I ain't going to be like, no, it's not. Calm down. Like, I've just never been like that. And I don't know why. I think it's more common to be like that, particularly for fluffy signs. You'll be around like Leos who do that and Geminis, or especially Sag, you know, really like in your face kind of people who don't really think before they talk or have no, what is the word? Gosh, it's like they're not really aware, or I don't know how to break it down for you actually verbally, but I know it if you place me around individuals like that. It's kind of like, remember I told you guys the story of how I was working at an event and Rachel Ray was there, and there was a group of us working, and there was a Leo, and she was nice up until Rachel Ray called me on stage, you know, just sporadically out of everybody. And so she was really nice to me, and she was cool and all this, that, and the other. And then when Rachel Ray called me up to like do a demonstration with her, and she was all hyped up because she's an Aries and she just has that bubbly personality, like in person as well as on TV. And then when I got off stage on my way off, I was still laughing at something Rachel said, and the Leo like repeated it like she was so mad that I got chosen and she didn't. It kind of reminds me of this. And I know it's not the same scenario, but it's the same energy. It's like, okay, shut up, calm down. That's what it means. And that part annoys me for some reason, and I don't know why.
Shout out to De Niro. Let go. Whoa.
Thugging with my round.
Thugging with my round. She just took a piece.
Oh my God.
They need to. Yeah, it was cool till the real one showed up. Now they won't act funny.
Let me see if he can.
I'm trying to understand how you got more people on your live.
Cause I'm lit. What you mean?
Yeah, she like Nelly Turner.
And they may be laughing and giggling, but like the thing that goes back and forth, if you notice, of like where they were talking about Connect 4 and where they were talking about where he mentioned she got more people on his live than him, this, that, and the other. I just want to bring that to competitiveness. And so let me get out of this because I want to bring back up, and I know you guys don't think about this, but I do because I'm an astrologer. So I always think about, you know, where that comes from. Hang on one second. All right, so I thought about that and I was like, interesting. And I see right here, their Pluto conjunct Mars. Now you notice that her Pluto is it's not that late. It's 21, this is 3 Scorpio. I'm doing the math right now. Yeah, I just made it. So it's a conjunction which can give competition, but also, hang on a second. Here it is, right here. He's the outer ring. Okay, so his Scorpio Mars, hang on. I knew I saw it. I just missed it. Gosh. So here's the conjunction, but there's something else with the Mars, because Mars and Pluto will bring competition. And you may be like, oh, it's so silly, it's kind of light. But actually, when you start getting into intimate relationships, especially with Scorpio, somebody who's ruled by Pluto and Mars, that little competition can turn into deep stinging, okay? And you'll notice how throughout the video he was mentioning certain things, or she was mentioning certain things, but she was kind of laughing it off like, no, it's blah, 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 like a very, very Libra attitude to kind of leave it, let's keep it light and not get too heavy. And also, you know, his need with that Saturn when he came in and talked about her hairstylist and stuff like that, or he wanted to check to see, you know, and I love to see how women respond to that Scorpio man nature of, you know, because obviously I'm with a Scorpio and I've been with Scorpios in the past as well. And the heavier they are, I like the heaviness of it. I can't handle the light Scorpios. I can't, no, not for me. No, thank you. I like the heaviness of it, but me being a Scorpio woman is different than her being a Libra with just, I mean, I have Venus in the 8th house as well, same as her. But there's a difference between being a Libra with, you know, like a Mercury in Scorpio, or even the Sun conjunct Pluto, because that doesn't turn you into a Scorpio either. Okay, I don't want you guys to get confused and be like, well, that's very Scorpio. Nope, actually, it's not the same thing. Okay, her Sun conjunct Pluto is not the same as his Sun in Scorpio. Okay, it's not the same thing. Her Sun is in Libra, her Pluto is in Libra. Okay, the ruler is in the 8th house. So we already discussed what that is. But me, the heaviness of a Scorpio man like that, who is Sun, who is Venus, who is Mars, who still has that conjunction, because these are late degrees to Uranus as well, like I have, but mine is actually in Scorpio exalted as well. I know there's a difference. Like, I know how to handle that energy. And it's not to start giggling and making light of things, because I don't do that. I don't go light when somebody goes heavy. Okay? I don't go light. I don't start giggling. I don't go light when somebody goes heavy. That's just not who I am. But I like to see how lighter people respond, like with his competitiveness that they have. I like to see what she did with that. Like if he's like, oh, yeah, I won in this game, Connect 4, I don't know, whatever. I like to see what that response is. What's that automatic, like, response to that? What's the automatic response to him saying, I'm going to F up Dave? You know, she's like, oh, no, that's my hairstylist and blah, blah, blah. What's the response to that? What is that? You see what I'm saying? So anyway, astrologically, they have a lot of really amazing connections. And actually, I wanted to see if they were like past lives or something, because somebody mentioned that. They're like, oh, they're past lives. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back, because I'm actually going to check. All right, so I just verified they are not karmic. They are definitely not past lives, but I found something important. Nelly is her cosmic reward. So she had to go through some sort of spiritual growth in order to get to him. And so that's probably why they broke up last time. She had to have that whole entire time to actually transform. And he is the reward that is significant to her growth. And so I love meeting people like that. I've met 2 of my rewards and I was like, oh, okay. And also, this is important to know, that she is like Uranus to him. So she's going to teach him more about not being so controlling and having more freedom in the relationship. So that's really important. I also wanted to point out, you know, that his moon in Gemini 13 does trine her Sun and her Pluto. We see that his Pluto to her Saturn, so we know it's an important relationship. And he's a Scorpio, so of course there's going to be a lot of deep transformation. And she probably wasn't ready for that the first time, and that's where the wounds kind of hit. But he is her reward person, so the amount of work that she had to do on herself, whatever went on, you know, he's the reward for her actually doing that work. So his moon trining her Sun and her Pluto is pretty significant. It says like, oh, hey, I see you, I get you, you know what I'm saying? And so this issue with, you know, the back and forth with the needs getting met. They may just have to override that. You know, I do see a lot of couples override a lot of things just to kind of get what they feel is important out of it. Like I said, everybody's not together for the same reasons. Everybody is not marrying for love. Some people marry for security. Some people marry so that they can have somebody sign those death certificates. There's all sorts of reasons. You know why you're in your marriage. I know why I'm in my situation, and everybody's particular to theirs. You know, a lot of it doesn't even have to do with love. You know, the outside world just creates their own scenarios. I feel like this is a great connection as far as astrology is concerned. There's a couple of things I don't like about it. You know what I mean? I don't like his moon opposite her Neptune. You know what I'm saying? That can make him feel like there's a lot of deception going on. And maybe some of it is, you know what I'm saying? She does have there's two aspects with that. His moon has an opposition to her Neptune, and then you see his Neptune has a conjunction to her moon. So it's like there's all sorts of, you know, and I want to not only say deception with Neptune, but you know, maybe she also will pedestalize him, like put him in a light that she can't live up to. Like there could be just on both ends a lot of kind of those rose-colored glasses where the reality kind of goes away and it's like, no, this is the real situation. So I just wanted to point that out, but there's a lot of other amazing, you know, aspects here. And like I said, if you're in a relationship with your moon's opposed or even square sometimes, you know, if you have a lot of other aspects that are heavy and you're willing to give more attention to those, or you don't really care. Some people are not trying to get emotional needs met. They're trying to get financial needs met, honey, or they're trying to get some other needs met. So, you know, I know in certain relationships, I've bypassed certain things like, oh, well, this is not even important to me, so I couldn't care less. I don't care if they don't call me back. I don't care if they go away for a month. As long as when they come back, I get X, Y, and Z. You see what I'm saying? This is a grown folks conversation, by the way. This is not for you 20-year-olds who don't understand that, or those of you who are, you know, just attracted between your legs and you can't understand what I'm coming from. You know, this is for my 40 and up club who get that, who understand the real dynamics of a grown relationship, of choosing specific things, of choosing to focus on specific things, of getting certain needs met that surpass your warm, fuzzy little butterfly stomach and all that stuff. We're not talking about none of that. I'm never talking about that, by the way. I've never been that person. I've never been into that, you know. So anyway, you know, I like astrologically what's going on. I don't really like the fact that he has never been married and that he already has children and he didn't commit to that woman in that way. I don't know what's going to go on with these two. I'm just going to hang back and watch. I'm not the one who's like, oh, somebody's relationship is going to fail, honey. I worry about my own and not nobody else's. But I do watch patterns, because I think as much as I think people can change, and they will change if they focus on it, we're so connected to that past, and you know, that's how we know what the future is, by really looking at patterns of ourselves. And I want to see a wedding. I want to see, you know, people actually get married and not just, I got a baby. You know, I'm not excited with that. I'm never excited to see women, you know, have the boyfriend's baby, you know, and things like that. That just shows me what the value system is. And according to him, because he said he wanted marriage to last, and he, you know, that should kind of, also those values should be strong in the area of commitment and having children as well. So I feel funny about this, and I'm not really so excited for her like that. I'm looking at it like, hold up, you know, where's your paperwork and, you know, all your legalities. But, you know, that's her decision as a grown-ass woman. And what I say ain't got nothing to do with it. And also, I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much public for me. It's not nice and quiet like some other Scorpios who never talk, and like you don't see anybody in the public. But anyway, what do you guys feel about this? Put in the comments. And if you go back now that I talked about it to that clip, do you see anything differently now than you did the first time when you watched them together on that live? All right, guys, like, subscribe, and share my podcast videos. If you want a chart reading with me, maybe you want a bi-wheel of you and your significant other. You want to see how you annoy each other or whether you're going to make it through. Go to ScorpioSunScorpioMoon.com. I'll see you guys soon.
But what I'm going to say is this. You know, I'm a Libra. I'm diplomatic. I'm super for the peace. I'm good with being good with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even in the beginning, like I used to send Irv white flag emojis, like peace. I just wanted to be peaceful, you know? So I'm in a space now that I'm cool with everyone. You know what I'm saying?